Hello, I'm Ian, and today I'll show you how to mount a rail to your Mossberg 500 shotgun. First, you're going to make sure your shotgun is unloaded. And you're going to take out these 4 screws on top of your shotgun using a screwdriver with a proper tip for those screws. Once you've gotten the screws out, you're going to want to put them in a small plastic bag or something to keep them handy, because you don't want to lose these screws. The next step is you're going to degrease the screw holes, and you're also going to degrease the screws you're going to put in for the rail itself. To degrease the screws, I like to use brake cleaner and Q-tips. So I start by cleaning off the screws. You just spray either the screws themselves or the Q-tip and just rub it on them. You don't need a lot, you just need to get them wet. You don't want to spray the brake cleaner on the gun itself, just in case there's any plastic parts. So I wet the Q-tip, and I just work it through the threading of these holes. The purpose of the degreasing is to make sure that the Loctite that you use, so your screws will stand recoil, will actually set properly. If there's grease, the Loctite won't work in those areas. So you let the brake clean dry off, and your next step will be putting Loctite onto the screws and installing your rail. For the Loctite, you're going to use a Q-tip, and you're just going to apply the Loctite, nice big drop on there, and you're going to dab each one of the screws with the Loctite. This will ensure that they'll have resistance to recoil and your rail won't fall off while shooting. Next, you take your rail, line it up with the screw holes, and just simply drop the screws into place and lightly screw them in with a screwdriver. Not all the way, unless you don't want a torque wrench, then you make them tight. And screw them in lightly with the screwdriver tip. I won't screw them in all the way just yet because I'll be using a torque wrench, which I've set to 35 pounds. So that way there's even pressure on all of the screws. The last step for me is use my torque wrench, which I've set to 35 pounds, and just slowly screw them in place, alternating screws on each side, so they're all evenly installed. And then just go over each one more time to make sure they're all torqued properly. And you're now able to mount optics on your Mossberg 500.